it, right? We in check one, check two. How's everybody doing tonight? It's nobody on this live right now, but talking as if, it is. I had some shit on my head, that I wanted to get off my chest, man. When I wake up in the morning, first thing I do is I look at my phone. I look at social media, you know what I'm saying? I scroll through social media and I see all the hating shit that's being said on niggas' statuses and shit, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I know the people, sometimes I don't know. It's just all across the board. It's just a bunch of hating, little sneaky shit, little hating shit, man. I see that shit all day. And I see it so much on both different platforms. I don't really be on Twitter like that, but when I get on Twitter, I see it on Twitter. Instagram, I see it. I don't have a TikTok yet, but I'm pretty sure that when I get a TikTok, I'm gonna see it on there. I don't know what it is, but it seems like there's a lot of hostility in there, and I can't tell who everybody is upset with. I'm not really getting it, understanding who niggas are upset with, and where all these jokes are coming from. Because when I look at what's going on out here in the world, it seems like we're all at risk. We all share the same amount of risk right now, especially black people. I can't talk about everybody else because I'm not, everybody else, but as black people, right now, we all share the same amount of risk. So it's like, where's all this hatred coming from? Like, we could be real harsh with each other. You know what I'm saying? We could be real harsh with each other when giving our opinions, when telling people how we feel about them, or it's like when joking, especially when telling jokes, man. It's funny, but sometimes it's not that funny, especially when we've all been victims of the shit that we joke about. We've been victims from everything from murder. We've been victims to the streets. We've been through life without shit in our pockets. Our ancestors ain't had shit. We've been at the bottom, dog. We've been at the very bottom of the totem pole for a very long time. And right now, when you look around the world, it's looking like it's not gonna last that long. So where's all the hate coming from? Where's all the shade coming from? I don't get it. Not too long ago, everybody was singing "We Shall Overcome." Everybody was outside praying with the police. Niggas was marching. Niggas was crying and dying. Niggas was crying and talking about how, what I'm saying, they'll die for this shit. When it comes to fighting for justice and speaking up against oppression. When it was time for everybody to speak up against oppression, everybody was Dr. King. Now all of a sudden, everybody's a comedian and we're telling jokes about the misfortunes of other people. In my head, I wish to eventually get to a point where I can grow and be, the man that I'm supposed to be. Like, we're not supposed to dwell in negativity. We're not supposed to dwell in negativity. However, if it's some shit like where you getting bullied or some shit like that, or if you feel like you're being oppressed somewhere, eventually you're gonna have to say something back. You're not always gonna be able to ignore the threat. Eventually you're gonna have to check shit where it stands, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you can ignore it, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes you can ignore and walk away, but there's gonna be a time where you can't walk away from shit and you gotta check it where it stands and draw the line in the sand. And some things will be said that will hurt some feelings. It's not always okay. It's not always right. But when it happens, it happens. And you can't be afraid to snap back. Because niggas gonna snap on you all day. Motherfuckers gonna talk shit. Niggas gonna cut you off all day. You know what I'm saying? Niggas gonna cut you off on the road all day. Sometimes you gotta get to your destination, but there's other times where you gotta hop out that car and let niggas know. And I'm not saying this to encourage nobody to do nothing crazy, but I'm just saying this to let niggas know that I understand where the hostility's coming from. You know, it's coming from your hatred. You know, niggas just hate. Everybody got hatred in their hearts. Niggas, they lie and say positive vibes only all the time, though. You know, people always say that positive vibes only shit. And I'm not saying this to take shots at nobody. I'm saying it as a collective of people. We gotta be more gentler with each other. Cause I tell you one thing, like, I'm not going like if I feel like you're out of pocket, I'm going to check you. I'm going to be more out of pocket. And fighting fire with fire is not always going to work. You know what I'm saying? I got to turn this shit off. Shit in my eye. I had the fucking phone light on just to try to give me a little light, but y'all don't need to see my whole face. But, you know, part of the problem is because we don't know when to shut the fuck up. Like, you don't have to be a dick. You know what I'm saying? You keep your fucking mouth shut. You ain't got to be a jackass to keep your mouth shut. You don't always have to cut somebody out to keep your mouth shut. But sometimes you got to cut some motherfucker out. Sometimes you got to let a nigga know, don't play with me, man. This nigga Joe Biden got on TV. He got on Charlamagne the God. Breakfast Club, and he was like, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. And niggas just kind of tuck their heads and shit. Niggas ain't say nothing. You know, nobody showed no opposition to him coming at us like that. You know, y'all just kind of said it's okay and gave him a pass, but you don't get no pass for that, bro. And that's just one example, but we give out way too many passes, man. I know I'm not trying to give out no more passes. I want to move on with my life and become a better man, but I'm not going to give no more passes on shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I see fuck shit. Sometimes I see little sneaky funny shit. You know what I'm saying? And I could be sneaky and funny too. You know, I could say shit myself. You know, I could be a comedian and say fucked up shit all day. Whenever I do it though, it's always a problem. I feel like that's the only way. Like, if I can't do it, then nobody should be able to do it. You know, if I gotta look in the mirror every day and change my ways, then everybody should be doing it. Because as long as there's an oppressor, as long as there's somebody being oppressed, there's always going to be a resistance. As long as there's somebody being oppressed, there's always going to be a clapback. You know what I'm saying? As long as there's somebody being oppressed, there's always going to be a clapback, man. If one person doesn't stop, the other's not going to stop. It's going to keep going. We're going to kill each other off. It's going to keep going till we kill each other off, man. And we all know that we tough. Everybody's a tough guy, you know what I'm saying? We know that you ain't going back down. We know you're not going to call the cops. We know all that shit. We don't got to fucking keep stressing how savage we are. We don't have to keep stressing that we gang. Like, we know that everybody's a tough guy. It doesn't have to go down. It doesn't have to go to beef at all. All niggas got to do is kind of just, you know what I'm saying, mind your business and treat your brother like that's your brother, man. You know what I'm saying? Treat your brother like that's your brother. Like, where the fuck did this talk about having ops come from? You know what I'm saying? Well, who the fuck made that up? We all in the same fight. Y'all niggas creating beef. Niggas out here creating beef and then acting surprised when they get clapped the fuck up. It's niggas that's probably looking at me like they want, you know what I'm saying, do something, but it's like what are we doing? You know, like, what are we beefing about? I don't even know you niggas. Anybody that got a problem with me, he ain't telling me. And even if he did, I don't have to respond, you know what I'm saying? But if your life is in danger, you got to respond. There's no way around it. You got to put that fucking iron in. If your life is in danger, you got to respond, nigga. You can't run from that shit forever. This pandemic has created a hostile environment for the black community. I mean, it's already been hostile. It's just been amplified. You know, the hostility in the black community has been amplified times 10. You know what I'm saying? It's dangerous out here. Halloween coming up, October 31st. It's dangerous out here. Are you really safe taking your kids trick or treating? Are you really going to the hood in the black community and taking your kids outside? I'm not talking about going to the white people's houses. We're not talking about going to them nice neighborhoods. I'm talking about, can you take your kids trick or treating in your neighborhood right now? Probably can't. You know what I'm saying? What kind of environment are we creating for our children to grow up in? What kind of environment are we creating for our children to grow up in? And we all come from the same poverty. You know, we all come from the same concrete bricks. We come from that same concrete brick shit. You know what I'm saying? At what point are we going to look around, put our phones down, look around and say, what am I raising my kids in? I remember when, like some kids got to walk down the street while they walking to school. They see needles on the ground and shit. You know what I'm saying? What am I raising my kids in? My kids growing up looking at hate. They got to go to school. These other kids grew up in hate. Everybody just hate each other. Niggas shooting up, bringing guns to school, shooting. What are we doing? I feel like all this shit need to shut down again. You know what I'm saying? I could go on all night, but it wouldn't hurt if all this shit was shut down again. You know, like I don't know. Don't fuck up the money, of course. You know what I'm saying? You could shut it down without fucking up niggas' money. Like I'm not even saying the full shutdown. I'm saying like, you know, slow this bitch down. Everybody got to slow the fuck down because niggas is out of control. Niggas is out of control, man. Black community, we in danger, man. It's a lot of people fucking hurting. Think about all the motherfuckers that's missing right now. You know, it's a lot of people coming up missing and shit. He did a whole segment on the TV, right? It was a segment about missing white woman syndrome or some shit like that. Missing white woman syndrome or some shit like that. I should Google it real quick while we on here, you know. Eventually I'm gonna get off this joint. I gotta get back to music, but you know, I figure I'm talking a little shit, why not? Mm-hmm. Missing white woman syndrome. Let's look this up. This is good. I just felt like, you know, why not? Hold on, what the fuck is this? Missing white woman syndrome. Missing white woman syndrome is a term used by social scientists and media commentators to refer to the observed disproportionate media coverage, especially in television, of missing person cases involving young white upper middle class women or girls compared to the relative lack of attention towards missing women who are not white. Why don't they just say black? Women of lower class social classes and missing men or boys. Although the term was coined in the context of missing person cases, it is sometimes used as coverage of other violent crimes. The phenomenon has been highlighted in the United States, Canada, and United Kingdom, South Africa, and New Zealand. American news anchor Gwen Ifill is widely considered the originator of the phrase. Charlton McWallen, what? They got this name spelled McLLWAIN. How do you fucking say that shit? McElwain? Charlton McElwain. What kind of fucking name is that? Defined the syndrome as white women occupying a privileged role as violent crimes victims in news media. All right, time mode. I'm cutting this shit off. I don't feel like reading this shit no more. We all know what happens. I don't gotta say nothing. I shouldn't have to explain shit, but I'm fucking tired of the word privilege, man. We can all do what the fuck we want. One thing that fucks me up about that shit is I I don't really see too many black people sharing posts about missing people. You know, I see it from a select few people, but I should see it all up and down my timeline, and I don't. I don't see it all up and down my timeline when they're talking about missing people. You know, niggas will share shit one time and you never see it again. You never hear about it again. We're so focused on versus battles and TV and football and shit. Most people that I know, when I look at social media, most people focus on football, versus battles, new music, drinking, smoking, and fucking. Most people aren't looking for no missing nothing. We're not looking for nobody missing. We ain't thinking about it. As long as it's not happening to us. I hear that a lot. As long as it's not happening to me, I'm good. But what happens when it happens to you? You're gonna want somebody to share your shit. Niggas act like they don't see that shit. Niggas act like they don't see that shit. So we're victims of missing white woman syndrome too. Because it seems like black people care more when it's a missing white girl. But when it's a missing black person, I don't really see a lot of niggas. Niggas act like it's just another day in a fucking trap. You know what I'm saying? Like, we throw that word privilege around, but we could do what the fuck we want, man. It's only privilege to people who feel like you could like, come on, son. These niggas are not above us that much to the point where we like, in order for somebody to give you privilege, they gotta have the power over you. You have no power over me, so I do what the fuck I want. I give myself privilege to do what the fuck I want. You have no power over me. These niggas have no power over us for real, but the power we give them. So when we say they're privileged, can I go back outside? Like stupid shit like that, it makes them look like, all right, yeah, they belong to us. When they see us say, can we go back outside? They're like, all right, they belong to us. When they see us outside playing, not paying attention, they're like, oh, we about to kidnap a nigga. They not gonna care. They not gonna fight for him. They ain't gonna say shit. It's the same cycle. You notice every time somebody come up missing, right? Every time somebody black come up missing, the only information they have is the information where they was last seen, what they was wearing, but it's never no details of who they were seen with. You know what I'm saying? The last person that was with them before they got kidnapped. We don't ever see those extra details about anything. Who's to say that they're not kidnapping the kids and putting the fucking. Some people are giving their kids away. Some people are giving their kids away. You know what I'm saying? We can't ignore that. Before we throw the word privilege around, we gotta understand the aspects of what's going on in every single household. That's where statistics, like probabilities and statistics, all that shit come into play. 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4. What's the ratio of this shit happening? If you really want to talk about it, what's the ratio of this shit happening, man? That's how I feel about that shit, man. There ain't no missing white woman syndrome, man. It's racism, nigga. We could give the energy to the black people. We don't need these niggas. All we need is to create TV, create our own media outlets and then push the stories ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like I'm doing right now. I'm on live right now. There's nobody on this live. I've had a YouTube channel for about a year. You know what I'm saying? Probably a good year, 2 years. For real, I had this channel for about like 4 years. I only got 92 subscribers. I had this channel for 4 years, only got 92 subscribers. I could very well easily do videos where I'm posting, talking about missing girls or missing people. Every time I get on this joint, I read about a missing person. That's a good idea. While I'm talking, I came up with an idea where every time I get on, I can read about a missing person. But if nobody's watching and shit, nobody's tapped in, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really subscribing to my shit. Nobody really cares for real. I'm a nobody. I see people making jokes about niggas being bums and shit. Like, man, you a fucking bum, nigga. I slap the shit out you bitch ass niggas. For real. Nah, my fault, man. I'm going off track. I don't have to wait on the white media to say what I need to say. I can say it myself as a black man. You know what I'm saying? I rap, I make music, I got a platform. I might as well use my platform to talk about what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And this is just me talking, man. If you're offended, if you end up watching this shit and getting offended, man, I don't know what to tell you. But subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, of course. You know what I'm saying? Niggas will scroll past your shit, act like they don't see it, and then cry about missing white woman syndrome. Nigga, you act like you ain't see that shit. They talked about niggas missing all day. You ain't shared a post, bitch ass niggas. Motherfuckers see it all day. You ain't shared a post, man. You ain't show no love. You ain't care about that missing person, man. So how we gonna call white privilege? You didn't care about that missing black person, man. Shit. Yeah, man. Hey, look. If I had a podcast, this is how I'd be coming, you know what I'm saying? But it's just me talking, just another night. I got a word for y'all niggas, right? Autocracy. I don't know if you recall, but during the election, during the debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump, that Joe Biden threw out the word and said Donald Trump was trying to make this country an autocracy. They was throwing out a lot of words and niggas weren't catching and paying attention. He was just talking about the Proud Boys and shit. But the word autocracy that Joe Biden everybody tried to blame Trump for doing this. But Joe Biden is the one doing it right now. And niggas are silent, quiet. An autocracy is a government in which one person has uncontrolled or unlimited authority over others. The government or power of an absolute monarch. I'm gonna see if there's another definition. Definition number 2: a nation, state, or community ruled by an autocrat. Number 3: unlimited authority, power, or influence of one person in any group. Origin of autocracy. 1645, Greek autokratia, power over oneself, sole power, equivalent to autocrat. Hmm. How to use autocracy in a sentence. Oil and gas development has often been associated with autocracy and corruption. All right, that's all. That's all I need to read. All right, so I read that. That's currently what we're living in. And it's not a democracy anymore. It's an autocracy. They changed the whole word. They changed it from a democracy where the power is to the people to an autocracy where it's one rule monarch shit. But the power will always be to the people because we're the ones that make this shit turn. All we gotta do is stop and this bitch stop. All we gotta do is stop and this bitch gonna stop. Everything goes based off of what the fuck we do. So all that shit these niggas talking, these government niggas talking, that shit don't mean nothing. Don't mean shit. Cause we can do what the fuck we want. We're not slaves no more. You know what I mean? They're trying to make us slaves again. But we free now, nigga. And we gotta act free, nigga. And let niggas know you ain't gonna try that shit no more. Whatever you got planned, you ain't doing that shit. It ain't gonna fly like that, nigga. We gonna fight back this time. That's how it's gonna be. I'm trying to find this article that I was gonna read earlier, but y'all probably wanna hear that shit. Niggas better start reading. I better start reading this shit going down. Start reading about this shit because it's getting ugly out here, my nigga. It's getting real ugly out here, and you don't want to be the one looking stupid. You don't want to be the one saying I ain't know. You don't want to be that one saying I ain't know, man. All right, what's going on? I need to get on this fucking music for real. But I get to it eventually. What? Carbon tax. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not about to read about that shit. These niggas are really trying to push this fucking vaccine shit on us. If this vaccine, like, how the fuck did we get to this point where it started all as a virus that came from a nigga eating a bat to mandatory vaccinations? If you don't get it, you a fucking terrorist. That's what they're saying. They're pretty much declaring war on niggas that's not vaccinated. For real, I think I talked enough, man. A lot of y'all not even gonna watch this shit anyway. If you do watch it, hopefully you got something out of it, man. And I'm gonna try to like make sure when I get on here, I bring you something. I'll drop something that can make you feel a certain way on the positive side. Like I said, man, if you don't fuck with me, if you don't fuck with what you hear, it's all good, man. You could just scroll right past like I've been doing, man. But the show must go on. Shout out to Nations County 301 for the t-shirt, man. This is family business right here, man. Just my favorite shirt. I only wore it once. I don't like wearing it because I don't want to fuck it up. That's how much I appreciate the shirt, because on Instagram, you can find them at 301, Nations County 301. I'm going to put it all under there. Me and my nigga Lucky Deuce was in the lab earlier, man. We was working through some shit. I got a mixtape coming. I got an album in the work. Me and Lucky got a mixtape coming, man. I got shit on the works, man. I got shit on the books that I'm trying to just go through, man. Other than that, I'm just living my life, man. Going through what I go through. I ain't got no kids. I'm single, man. So I'm not really stressing about shit. I ain't trying to stress about a motherfucking thing, man. So yeah, man. I may go live again soon. I don't know. But you're going to see the video. Once again, hit that like and subscribe button, man. And I'll see you next time.